Hey guys, this is Mycket with One Kingdom, just here to do the latest version of R2tK, and this is against Polska. This one looks pretty daunting when you first look at it, but really wasn't too bad when it comes right down to it. There's a few tricks that you can go about. Remember, the whole point is we're trying to get to the SH, so even though there's some high levels, we don't have to clear the entire thing, we just have to do a hard push. Okay, I actually did the last 4 bases just because I thought that might be helpful to people. This one I'm going through and I'm going to do a push with Brandr because of I like using Brandr. Foreveil and Brandr seem to be pretty good opposites for me anyways, with where I am and how I attack. This one was a straightforward one because I just have to protect. Brandr protects against the curse towers and the fire, and works really well as long as you get your timing right. If you miss your timing a little bit, it can be a total fail, unfortunately. But this one was such an easy funnel. You can come right up through here, right up through the middle, down through the middle I should say. And I'm going to drop that first just to be able to kind of get them working a little bit here so they don't stray too far. Just going to bring through my troops on each side. They're going to funnel then towards the middle. I have a few guys stray off a little bit. I have a paladin go that way. And then bring in Viscaria. Now the key I'm watching here very carefully is I have a low battery. Okay, don't have a low battery. That's key. Okay, now watch, those spells are about to hit my guys. I drop it. What I have mine set on right now, upgraded to I have about 12 seconds, which means about 2 hits if I do it right before a hit. I actually have a little time on there. I'm just afraid of missing the timing. I'm actually going to have a little trouble here because I'm going to miss it because I'm going to run out of mana after this one. I probably did this one too soon. I should have waited for one more hit. But I kind of run out of mana and I'm waiting for them to get one more, and I'm going to get slammed here with the fire tower. But I am able to protect it then from the curse tower, so I'm able to push through anyways. But see, I get hit right there, and then I'm able to drop it. It's just so close timing sometimes. If you really had to push on this one, I don't even need to use the portal troops. It's pretty straightforward if you're able to come through here. But you know, when I go through and do these, one of the things that I try and do them without doing boosts and try and do them without using the portal troops if I'm able to, because you have to be able to kind of know that when you're watching replays of people who they have a higher SH level, not that mine's the highest, but if you watch that, sometimes they have more upgraded troops. Their troops are higher, so it's a little easier. So if I'm able to do it with short one, the portal troops or something, then hopefully one at an SH can throw in those extra troops and that can push them over the edge. Now I'm going to go on this one with Brandr once again. Look at those fire towers up at the top. That's pretty easy to deal with, and this guy's going to leave mana on the outside. Not really that great of an idea. You know, if you have, I have Brandr leveled up pretty well, not super high obviously, but I start with 4 mana, which helps a lot. I only need 1 building of any kind out here, but since he's just going to give me that mana, I'm just going to take it. But if yours isn't leveled up as much, there's a gift that he gave you the first hit. Now, one of the things I'm going to do here, watch that. I'm going to swing this Viscaria across there. Wait till he shoots at Viscaria, and then I'm going to drop all my troops. One of the things, see, while it's recharging, I'm then going to drop and protect them. One thing that I found that's difficult with Brandr is trying to get the timing right, because one of the things that's tricky is that first spell, as powerful as it is not a debuff. It is a protection. It's a protection from the curse towers and from the flame towers. Now, that's a great thing. However, if you get hit just before you put that protection on, you're in trouble. Because especially if you get hit by both the flame and the curse, it's just going to kill all your guys. Now you're protected from something, but your guys are almost dead. So one thing I've learned is to try and either set 1 troop down or fly your dragon across there, take one of the hits, then get all your guys on the ground, then throw down that protection. Really helps, and usually you're able to then get in there far enough to at least take down one of those. So that was a pretty straightforward base. Now this one I actually failed on the first time. I tried something sneaky from the top and it didn't work. Got close, but it didn't work. I didn't come up with this one. Somebody else came up with it first. Kavilis Bog, or however you say his name. I think was the one I watched on a replay. I'm going to throw in the Primus Mage there just because I have so many of those things. What do I have, 18 of them? I don't know. You could come in with other troops, I think, because you'll find that once you're able to get in there, you'll see that this is really not too bad. Coming in here with the archers, the wardens, excuse me, they're out of the range right here, and they're going to punch a hole in there, and you're going to get an extra mana. Now they start getting in range here of the arrow thrower. I can never remember the names in these things. I know what they do. Isn't that sad? All right, so throwing down these guys. Now, that flare tower is pretty freaky. And you see, every time you use a spell, it gets even stronger. So I'm going to try and take and use these guys as minimal as possible, but you've got to use them or you're just going to die. Your guys will not survive, so you've got to use them. So anyways, I'm going in farther with these guys, and I drop the dragon just to be able to push a hole in here. And these guys, they're not hitting, they've kind of strayed a little, but they're all going to collapse back in here. And the Primus Mages are doing some damage there on the SH. Looking pretty good. The SH-14 is pretty freaky, but as far as SHs go, this wasn't, SH-14s go, this wasn't too bad. It was actually pretty reasonable. So I'm just kind of playing around here and just seeing if I can push through the whole thing just because I want to. But obviously when you take the SH down, you're done. What are some other things I can say? How about when you're looking at a base, one thing that's always a good idea is to try and scout out a place that you can dump your dragon. If your dragon gets in trouble, to be able to swing them out, to be able to throw them to an outbuilding is helpful to know where those are. And when you're in the thick of it, you don't have time to be able to pull that one off, and so it's just always a good idea. All right, so not too bad there. One more base, base number 10. I actually go into this one with no boost and no portal troops. I don't go into a thing without portal troops. The only reason I did it is because I knew that I just used my portal troops on the one before there, and I knew that I'd be able to pull this one off because it was so straightforward. This was another one of those gifts that I don't know why people think that putting down the freeze towers is so incredibly powerful. They are powerful when they're used in certain ways, but if that's all you got to guard against, you just go in there with Foreveil. Foreveil is one of the most OP ancients, even with the debuff that they put on there. Is pretty straightforward, and plus a lot of people have it because it was so incredibly OP for a long time that a lot of people leveled up Foreveil, or excuse me, yes, Foreveil, because that's the first dragon they had. They wanted to do that, and so those towers really aren't all that much protection against this. And you can just see I'm just kind of pushing right through here, just being careful of the timing when I use this. I try not to drop it too soon, but you can see it's pretty straightforward. Pushing through, they're spreading a little bit, but there's just not enough to do any damage. And you can see that flame tower is way down in the bottom there. It's not going to even start doing some damage until these guys are already at the SH. So anyways, that's about all that's left there, and just kind of finish this up. Okay, well, hopefully you found this helpful in some way, shape, or form. Again, this is Mycket with One Kingdom. Make sure that you like and subscribe and keep ahead of your rivals.